it could get warm enough for your phone to literally need to go inside to cool down. So
Wild.
I'm here, I'm inside, we're cooler. So we're going to start this conversation again, Frankie.
Hmm.
And I'd shared when I started this live just a bit about you were someone who, and for those of you who've maybe followed my journey on here, you will have saw that over the last, especially 8 months, but year, I really have been going on a journey to really shift at a deeper level, because I realised very quickly last year when I started doing this deeper inner work that I was choosing to do life and business in a very differentiated way. I didn't want to continue going on the cycles of struggle. And I also wanted to redefine what success and happiness meant to me. I wanted to recreate my beliefs around what success meant and how success was created, and really like burn down and lose that connection to feeling like I had to sacrifice, and also create from a place of pain as opposed to from a place of desire. And what I can say through my work of doing the deeper inner work, both through working with you and also in my journey recently to become an intuitive psychology coach, is literally I have watched as so many things in my life have shifted from that place. My relationships, how I choose now to do life in business, the woman that I am, how I'm showing up, and just the ease and flow that I feel like I'm really embodying on this journey. Instead of in the past, I was always that person that was like pushing through, and really feeling like I had to almost manifest situations, painful situations of struggle in order to get to that next level. Like that was my belief system before, like no pain, no gain. And if I wasn't really creating from a place of staying where I am felt so painful, so that was the only way to kind of get me to move to that next level. And I just decided last year that my body was rejecting it and I wanted to do it in a different way. So you came into my life and I am so, so grateful. And I would love to invite you to share, Frankie, for those that don't know you, who are you and what do you do as an intuitive and energetics coach?
Yeah, definitely. I just want to say though, the goosebumps that I have and actually feel emotional just hearing your story. And Rachel, you've brought just as much abundance and goodness and magic and joy into my life, and that is the beauty of women coming together. And that's what we're going to get into in this conversation. But thank you for tuning into your truth and following your truth and the brave way that you have and that you always do. It's absolutely amazing. So for anyone who's new to me, I'm Frankie Seacon. I'm an intuitive mentor and I work predominantly with heart-led entrepreneurs to help you to create success from the inside out. What does that look like? It means getting out your head and into your heart and tapping into that truth that Rachel's just been talking about throughout her journey, tapping into this truth, the truth of who you are, the authenticity of who you are at a soul level, and really bringing that out in all areas of life, bringing that out into your relationships, bringing that out into your business, bringing that out into your lifestyle, your health, and really starting to sync all parts of you, the energetic part with the human part, with practical embodiment and business strategies to start to create wild changes in life. We talk about quantum leaps. Rachel, I feel like you've experienced like 4 quantum leaps in the last year, like many quantum leaps. And this is what we love to do when we start to tap into that energy and we start to be able to get intentional and start to change the energy to be in alignment with not what you don't want, but what you want. We start to collapse time around the version of who you are. So we start to like really embody higher personal power, higher confidence, expand our vision, And when we pair that with like laser sharp strategy, this is when we start to create rapid results in business, but in all areas of life as well. So I also have the background in marketing and business, so I bring that business experience in. And I always love to say this is how it feels to me. I help people to bring the unseen into the scene. If there's a way that you can imagine your relationship, we can make it happen. If you've got huge big dreams and manifestations for your business, we can make it happen. If you imagine and dream about a different way of life, we can make it happen. Okay, you dream about it, you're manifesting it, you feel it because it's your truth.
Yeah, I love that. And for anyone that's listening, Frankie, can you explain like what is energetics and why does it matter?
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe that your energy is actually, it matters more than any other part of us when it comes to having our attention on it. As energetic beings in a physical body, most of us is actually energy, but this isn't what we've been taught. Okay, most of us have been taught that we have to focus on our minds, and we become very logical in terms of looking after ourselves and seeing ourselves just as a human being. Okay, but there's so much more to us than this body, this meat suit. And that's where I love to help people to go beyond your mind and go beyond your body and access your energetics, which is your limitless potential. And to do that, we get out our head and into our heart. So your heart is your portal connection to your soul. Okay, and when we access our soul, we're accessing the deep wisdom that is inside of you. You're accessing lifetimes of wisdom, okay, from the past and from the future. And your heart's also your portal connection to the universe. And we are always connected to the universe, but sometimes in the busyness of life, we forget that. So when we start to tune into this portal intentionally, we start to tune into our own energetics, okay? And we start to tweak our energetics to be in alignment with what we desire, okay? And we start to become that vibrational match for the things that we're manifesting in our life. Okay, so without tuning into our energetics, it's all about what we're capable of at a human level. And this is when we start to push, we start to hustle, we start to strive. Okay, and you might be a very intelligent, capable person, and a very intelligent, capable person, but I don't know about you, but I definitely want the wisdom, the guidance, the magic of being fully supported by my soul and by the universe, because there's so much more potential there.
Yeah, yeah. And I suppose for me, just sharing a practical example of this work through the work that I've done with you and doing that deeper inner work, like going beneath the surface. You know, I had been in business for 10 years before I started doing this level of deeper work. And I had done a lot of business coaching, personal growth and development, and I felt like there was this invisible wall. So I knew how to take action. I knew how to show up for myself. I knew how to be seen. I knew how to share my voice. But there was something stopping me. And it's so hard to even put it into words. But it was almost like this invisible wall. And every time I tried to push past it and do more, take more action, I wasn't experiencing the results that I wanted. But not only that, I was feeling so disconnected from myself. And at the end of the day, when it comes to business and life, like we're all here to bring joy and fun and ease and flow into our life so we can have the thriving business, the thriving, like in terms of financially, we can be thriving. But if everything else around us is crumbling and we don't feel good in ourselves, then for me, that's just not my definition of fulfillment, success, and happiness. So it took me really going beneath the surface and really bringing that awareness to some of the struggle cycles that I had been in over and over again, and really like breaking that down at an energetic level. And the way that that's shown up for me, I want to share just two really powerful examples of why energetics matter. And anyone that knows me, if you followed me for a while, I've had so many people reach out to me recently and be like, I see a difference in you. I feel it. I feel your magnetism. I see your energy. But recently I have had 2 coaching clients come forward to work with me for intuitive psychology coaching. And when I first went to Frankie, this was such a huge blow up for me. I knew that I wanted to, alongside my network marketing business, offer another pillar that was from me to really create that change and transformation in other women's lives. But I had so much fear around it. I was scared of what people would think within my network marketing company. I was scared of what people would think, my existing clients in my network marketing business. I was scared of what my team would think, and I was just in this real place of resistance. And I had told myself this story that more success and abundance in my business meant more pain and suffering in my personal life. And it was that lower level of vibration that was just keeping me stuck. And when I did this deeper inner work, like the impact that this has had in all areas of my life. So 2 women stepped forward to work with me when I've not even really officially launched my coaching business yet. I'm still almost at the end of training. So it's less than 3 weeks now to my final assignment. And I've invited 2 coaching clients in to work with me. I've sold out a retreat that we're running together. I ran a full sold out wellness festival in May this year and facilitated that for 70 people. And I believe that how I was able to really magnetize these opportunities was through the deep embodiment and energetics work that I've been doing. And 2 of these women that have recently stepped forward to work with me both shared, so they met me both at different events. They'd never met me before. We actually didn't exchange much conversation at these events, but they'd got in contact with me after to say there was something about your aura, Rachel, that I just knew that I wanted to some way work with you, be in your world, because the things that they were struggling with around really, again, being in those struggle cycles in their life and in their business, being afraid to be seen, like they just energetically felt that. So for me, practically, that's how it showed up for me. But also just in terms of my relationships. And yeah, you've really taught me, Frankie, through the work about how to really embody that feminine leadership, and also to be non-attached, so that, you know, as women, I feel like in this world, when we are walking alongside each other, there's always going to be things that come in, whether it be triggers, whether it be, you know, if you see a woman who's standing in her power and you feel something, like maybe it's a little bit of jealousy, or maybe you're judging her, like, who does she think she is? You've really taught me always how to go back to the heart, so that, one, if anyone ever feels triggered by me and they're projecting that onto me, and I've experienced this a lot in my life and in my business journey, and gosh, it makes me emotional because that really kept me stuck from being fully seen and really being that, like, just showing up for myself, because the stories where, oh, if you show up too big, people won't like you, and that inner child that wanted to be loved and made to be safe, like, I just really struggle with that. But what you have taught me is that when someone else, and in this feminine leadership work that you do, like, you've taught me to get out of my head and into my heart, and how to really move through those triggers, both when I feel it and when I feel it from others, and go back into my heart. And what I will say, in some difficult, challenging situations that I've experienced over the last year, you've really helped me to move through that in a different way. And as a result, the experience and the outcome has been different. So that moves more into embodiment. Can you talk a bit about that in terms of feminine leadership, feminine wounds, and why is embodiment important if you are a woman that really wants to step into that next level in your life, in your business, in your relationships? Where does embodiment come in?
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to reflect back to you, Rachel. There's so much power in what you just shared there, and really just honouring you for that level of deep transformation that you've created, and all of those results that you've seen reflected right back at you because you've worked on your energy. So yeah, I'm really feeling all of this. So there's a few pieces there that I just want to reflect back to you. when it comes to, we say in energetics and healing, the issue is never the issue. So it could be that we're feeling resistant from showing up in our business. It could be that we're having the same argument with our partner. It could be that we've got a dip in our business, and we focus on that. We're focusing on the thing. We're focusing on the fear of not taking action, or the burnout of taking too much action, or the dip in our business, or the arguments that we're having. And that is never the issue. That is simply data. It's simply feedback from your life, which is an invitation to go within. Okay, it's a reflection of some sort of energy or limiting belief or code or trauma, whatever you want to call it, that is just so misaligned with who you're choosing to be in your life. And there's a few common ones from doing this work with literally hundreds of people over the last 4 years. There's a few common ones that are constantly showing up within women. And these are ones that I've worked through, and I know that you've worked through some of these as well, Rachel. So we hold a limiting belief that it's either or, that we need to sacrifice something in order to have something else. So it could be, I can have time or money, but I can't have both. I've worked through this myself. So you either believe that you can be successful and have a fat bank account, or you can have plenty of time and you can have quality time with your kids. And it's a limiting belief that we're on, and it's not true. We believe that we can be successful, but we can't have an amazing relationship. And this is when you see quite often, especially with women who are so in their masculine, that you have this like amazing success, but either they're hitting upper limit after upper limit in the relationship, or they don't attract the right relationships. They attract, it's just lesson after lesson with the men in their life, or they can't find love at all. Okay, this is a reflection of that. It's that either or belief. Okay, a lot of us also hold fundamentally, like at a core level, we believe that we can only create through pain. And you touched on this, Rachel, and this is when we believe at a core level, sometimes it's at a soul level, that we need to go through so much pain and suffering to get a result. Okay, we need to like jump over hurdle over hurdle, we need to burn out, we need to hustle, we need to push, and then get a result. And this is where so many women in business find it difficult to delegate, or when they start to scale and bring a team on, they don't feel that they've achieved it, they don't feel that they deserve it, because it's not them. Like grind. Okay, this is another common upper limit that we hit. Another big one is like not having the ability to receive support, like blocking support everywhere. Who ever gets annoyed because their partner doesn't do what you want them to do? And then if they say, I'll do it, you're like, it's fine, I'll do it myself. Okay, like blocking support, like we find it so difficult to receive the support that we desire. Okay, and when we go into feminine leadership, it's becoming so good, like deconditioning these blocks to support and reconditioning ourselves to receive support in all areas, to receive support at home, to receive support in our business. And that really starts with learning how to support ourselves through nourishing ourselves, through self-care, through nurturing our spiritual practice. So like at a core level in our energetics, we're able to receive support, and then that translates into our ability to receive like abundance, receive money, receive gifts, receive compliments. If you're wondering how good you are at receiving, watch how you receive a compliment. Rachel, you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
See, Rachel has mastered receiving. But if you're someone who's like, oh, I got it in the sale, oh, you look amazing as well, and you have to deflect that, that will show you, because we're the same in all areas. Okay, that will show you how good you are at receiving money, how good you are at receiving support in all areas. So when we really go into feminine leadership, It's learning how to balance the masculine and the feminine. Like, people think the masculine is the strong one, and I don't believe that at all. The more I get into feminine energy, the more I feel and believe that she is the one that wavers in, that's unwavered in the storm. Our feminine is the strongest part of us. It's the part of us with sky high levels of personal power, the sky high standards, the boundaries, the certainty. Yes, the softness. I can lean back, I can receive, I can be supported, I can lean back on my man. But it's the feminine who knows, it's the feminine who is so true to herself, who knows her truth, who knows how to speak, and who has that innate ability, that magic, that magnetism that you talk about, Rachel. That is the feminine. And when we learn to lead as the feminine, I believe like that is the gateway to be able to receive success and create success beyond our wildest dreams, through the energetics, through like these synchronized magnetic opportunities, the women walking side by side together, and doing it a way where it's success on your terms, whatever that is for you. Like, for me, it's about plenty of lifestyle freedom, plenty of time with my kids, but that's because that is my truth. Family freedom is a core value, but also work with women. I work with one client right now, and she's like, hell no, I'm the money maker. I'm like traveling, I'm doing this and that, and her husband stays at home. And that is her truth. So it's not one way for one and one way for all of us. It really is about tuning into your energetics and your truth, and more and more and more embodying that, more and more and more carefully crafting your energetics to be that match for your desire, learning to tune into your desires. So much of us talk about, I need to do this, I should do this, I'm going to invest in this. And one of the things that I've really been leaning into, it's the desire. Does it make me feel satisfied? Is it a hell yes to my sacral? Like that desire, that pleasure, and start to create in such a way, and that's your feminine energy, and that, like, what that will do for your magnetism. And I know that this is something that you've been leaning into, Rachel, like what that does for your magnetism. It's just insane.
Yeah, it's huge. And like for me, being able to really embody that and see that ripple effect in my life in terms of the fulfillment and abundance that I'm experiencing in my family life and my relationships with other women. You know, I work with a lot of women, so I really had to work on my energetics and that the feminine wounds that I had as well, in order for me to really be able to be that leader that I wanted to be for the women that I worked with. And actually to, you taught me, I remember once you said to me, if ever you see another woman or something happens where she says something that's maybe hurtful or does something that's hurtful towards you, like just see them as their childlike self. And that is something that I really practice, because I feel that right now as women, what we're really working through is these feminine wounds, and we're learning how to walk alongside each other. And you know, something that I really love about, you know, our friendship, our relationship over the last just over a year is really being able to experience like that elbows in, women walking together and doing life and business together, and how we can add so much value to each other. And it's not you against me, it's we all rise together. And I think that's something that a lot of women really experience. And I know that for a couple of the women that have decided to step into the Made for More empowerment programme, they want to experience that abundance in their relationships with women in their life. And I'll share really openly, like a lot of people would have looked at me over the past sort of before 2020 and really thought, oh, she's got so many female friends. I had a lot of women in my life through the business that I run. They were my friends. I was close to them, but I kept a wall up. I really kept my heart and things close to my heart. I kept them at an arm's length, and I actually didn't allow a lot of people in, because again, without going into the story of it, like the stories in my past made me believe that it wasn't safe to be around other women. on that depth of level. And what you really taught me through this feminine leadership and really going within and tuning into my heart was how I can really, really develop those deep, soul rich female friendships, and the abundance over the last few years that that has created, because I believe that all women need other women in their lives. They need that like sisterhood, that community, and women that can hold them and create that space where they can be vulnerable and for people to support them. And I believe that's part of being able to receive, and that is the feminine, energy around that. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you've touched on this, because this will be a massive part of the work that we do together, and I know that it's an area that we're both so passionate about. Really, women supporting each other to rise, and I do believe that we're in this wake up of the rise of the feminine, and collectively, all of us
Yeah.
are getting better at working together, and there'll be points in the journey where we're all triggered.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know neither Rachel or I are sitting here, Mother Teresa, saying no will never bug us, no will never trigger us. We all get triggered, so it's not about judging that or shaming that.
Yeah.
It's a part of the process. Okay, but we are in this rise where we're clearing out competition. It's an old paradigm. We're clearing out envy. We're clearing out being triggered by each other. We're clearing out she's better than me or she's below me. We're all together. Okay, even in feminine leadership, it's not about like one being up there and one being down there. It's about women being in their zones of geniuses and walking together. Okay, so the deconditioning of the feminine conditioning. I don't even like the word feminine wounds, because it's conditioning that we all have, like the need to be seen as nice, the good girl. Okay, all of these triggers, this squashes who we are. This absolutely sits on top of our magnetism. It dulls down the sparkle, it dulls down our personal power. When we're people pleasing, when we're feeling guilty, when we're feeling shameful, when we're saying yes when we want to say no. So a big part in Made for More will be in the reclaiming of who you are. Okay, like who you are, not who we are, but who you are, and deconditioning all of these limiting feminine cycles that we've just talked about in this conversation, so that you are tapping into your authentic personal power. What are your standards? What are your boundaries? What is the truth? Like, what is the work that you need to do so that you can have difficult conversations without putting them off, but have difficult conversations with love, so that you can navigate any situation and be in your personal power, so that you can be like all of yourself. Like, I know for me, I've been in situations where I feel like, oh, I can't say that, it's too much, I'm too much, I'm too much. Like, we want you to be all of yourself in all of the places, and we each have a range. We have a relaxed, we have a chilled range, and then we have like the bigness of us, and we want you to be able to like tune into that and embody that completely authentically. Okay, and this is what it will be when, and it starts with you in your feminine relationships. It absolutely starts with you. When you tune in and be the most authentic version of you, people feel it, and you'll magnetize the right people into your life. Like Rachel is saying, like people feel her energy and they're like, I don't know why, but I just need to be with this woman. Okay, because they feel it, and there's this soul code, and like they're just attracted to that. They know that you're one of their people. You know, they know that at a soul level that you are for them, and this comes through when you're more of yourself, not when you're looking at someone over there and you think she's fabulous, and if I just copy her enough, and I've done that myself in the past, never works. Never. No, and it just feels really crappy. This is about you becoming the most authentic, vibrant, true version of yourself, and I promise you, the aligned relationships, the friendships, the women, the soul sisters, the opportunities, the success, that'll match that. The more of you, the more of that.
Yeah, 100%. It starts with us, and I truly believe now that I've experienced this, like for us truly to achieve the success, the fulfillment, the abundance that we want in all areas of our life, but also hold it, because I had experienced success and I wasn't able to hold that. So
Yeah.
what happened was self-sabotage came in, and then I stayed stuck in that story, and then that perpetuated the cycles of fear, doubt, shame and guilt until you do the deeper inner work. Well, in my experience, you're going to stay stuck in this lower level vibrations. And for me, really shifting through that, like, I just know, like, my business name is Limitless Living, and I genuinely feel right now that I am limitless. And the amount of opportunities now that are coming my way, it's just, yeah, it's actually, it's hard to put into words, because it is literally, when you say like you are a magnet for miracles, like that really is what happens. So what would you say, like, who is the Made for More empowerment program for? Like, if someone's watching this, who is this program for? What transformation will they experience as a result of this program? Who would you say it's for, Frankie?
So it's kind of what it says in the tin, right? This is the woman who just knows, who feels, who wants more in your life. Okay, so you're an ambitious woman. You want bigger results than you're creating right now in your business and your work. Okay, but you want to do it in a way that feels in alignment with who you are. You want to do it in a way that where you're expanding yourself. Okay, you want to grow your confidence, you want to grow your personal power, you want to like step into that version of you that you're feeling inside, and you want to be more of yourself. Okay, and there's other things that you want in all areas of life. This is not for the woman who just wants to make more money. This isn't that. This is for the woman who wants more in our health, more in our love, more in our family. And there'll be women who step into this at different points of their journey. There's women who are stepping into this who are at a point of where they feel a bit in survival. Okay, they feel they're at a point in their life where like it's quite painful. And there's women who are also stepping into this who like they're so grateful for everything in their life, but they just know that there's so much more available. And what I will say, it doesn't matter where you are in your journey, because in these trainings, in the bespoke hands-on experience and hands-on support that you'll receive from Rachel and I, we will meet you exactly where you're at. And if you show up in the way that we show up, you will create a quantum leap. Okay, you will create huge results, huge transformation in your business, within yourself, and in all areas of your life. So if you're someone who just knows to your core that you want more and that you're made for more and that there's just so much more of you to come out, then Made for More is absolutely the place to be.
Yeah, I love that. I love it, and it literally gives me goosebumps and makes my heart so happy just knowing the ripple effect of what this will do for women in their lives and, you know, in their business, and just the ripple effect that that creates everywhere, you know, energetically. As we all shift, like, everything shifts, the world around us shifts, and I feel like we've been in this phase of like accepting that lower level, and we're now ready to be like, no, I know that I'm made for more, I'm not settling, and yeah, I'm ready to really to own that and to step into that. So if anyone has watched this and if anything that we've shared has resonated, if you have any questions, then please feel free to reach out to Frankie or myself. And I just want to personally say to anyone, if you're feeling in a place where I was last year, which was I was really in a place where I felt like I was in the shadows. So externally, life was good, like it was good, but I was just in this place of really fear, doubt, and shame. I knew that it was like that feeling of I knew I was made for more, but there was something just really stopping me, and it did feel painful. And I remember really having a conversation with myself where I was like, this needs to be it. Like, I either choose to walk away from this path and accept that this is not the path for me, entrepreneurship's not the path for me, or I decide that I need to break away from these limitations that are holding me back. And it's incredible how quickly those shifts have happened, and the difference when I look back from like myself, even 2 months ago versus 6 months ago versus a year ago, like when we talk about quantum leaps, like I genuinely feel like I've experienced that in so many ways. And I'm so excited for what the next 6 months hold for these women that have decided to already step into this. So, Frankie and I are going to be taking some 30-minute clarity calls over the next week, as our early bird offer is available until close of next week, 11:11 p.m. On September the 15th. So if you are someone that's watching this and you're curious to learn more about the Made for More Empowerment programme, this work that we offer, the difference that this could make in your life and business, then please feel free to reach out to us and just share with us, like, where are you at, what are you struggling with, and yeah, we'll share like whatever it is we feel could really support you. So is there anything else you want to add, Frankie, before we wrap this up?
Just one little point, just in the vibe of women helping women. If you're watching this and you feel like this isn't quite for me, but actually I've got a friend, I've got a sister, I've got a cousin, and I just know that this would be so helpful for, Rachel and I would be so grateful if you could ping them this link.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And for the women that have joined us, if you're watching this back, who've already stepped in, we are so excited. We've had 2 more incredible women step in this week, and we just know that this work is going to be so transformational. So, yes, thank you so much, Frankie, for just sharing your wisdom. Thank you for just everything that you've brought into my life. I learn from you every single day. And I'm just so grateful. I'm excited for what the next few months hold for us, and just the limitless opportunities and expansion and growth. And for me to see even the growth that you have embodied over these last couple of months, like, yeah, it's amazing to witness, and I am just so grateful and so excited.
Amazing. I'm just so excited. And I know that 2 months of growth feels like 2 years of
Mm,
growth. So anyone coming into this program, when we talk about quantum leaps, it just means like your month will feel like a year. Like what you achieve in a month will feel like a year. So I'm so excited to co-create with you, Rachel. I equally learn so much from you and receive so much from this relationship as well. And I just cannot wait to get together and pour in the way that we're going to do.
yeah, amazing. Right. Thank you so much, everyone. We will speak to you soon. Bye.